My Unit 3 Culture project will discuss culture through focusing on gender and stereotyping. Previously, I attended an all-girls Catholic high school in a town situated right outside Cleveland, Ohio. This small upper-middle-class suburb called Rocky River had many stereotypes in itself, as seen in this Urban Dictionary definition. The definition describes Rocky River as the worst and most judgmental/preppy city on the entire planet and uses the example of someone saying, "Hey, let's go to Rocky River," goes there and says, never mind, bad idea, let's go home. My high school, which was named Magnificat High School, was also given the negative connotation online on Urban Dictionary, where it is claimed to be a Catholic all-girls daycare under the guise of a high school, and uses the example that at Magnificat High School, an essential part of the curriculum is learning to color inside the lines. I believe that these negative stereotypes were painted by the general public and the media in Cleveland based on the fact that young women are often generalized as less educated or capable than young men. The realities of gender bias came into play my freshman year on Twitter when an account was seen to be growing in popularity, and it was making fun of our school and criticizing the legitimacy of the academics and comparing the competitive college preparatory school to that of a preschool. As you can see, the Twitter account tried to make light of the school and said we learn tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and laundry, all tasks that are traditionally associated with women's roles. Though jokes about using an easy-bake oven and finger painting may seem funny to some, there were definitely some negative consequences because of these stereotypes that made people view the school in a negative light and also made certain students at the school question their academic careers. Since Twitter is such a large social media site that allows people to retweet an image or idea, showcasing it to hundreds more people, it relates to the Warren and Fassett article that says that by reproducing the stereotype, one reproduces the misinformation and increases the marginalization of that person. Some may say that these things are just jokes and shouldn't be taken seriously. And though there is some truth to that, it also relates to Warren and Fassett's myth number 6 that says, "We're making a big deal out of nothing." They quote, "If I am talking about gender inequality and the disparity between salaries for men and women, and you say I'm making a big deal out of nothing, you've changed the subject from women's unfair economic position to whether I am, in fact, exaggerating. A change in subject is more important, because then we can never address the larger question of inequality." During my high school career, it was very challenging to look around and see my fellow classmates and I diminished to stereotypes such as dumb and childlike and future homemakers. When I looked around at my class, all I could see was strong women who were working really hard to make a difference in this world. Warren and Fassett state on page 172, "Women now serve as world leaders, secretaries of state, governors, and senators, and proudly join and make significant accomplishments in our military." Warren and Fassett go on to state that progress does not mean victory, and for women who aren't being treated equally, claims of progress seem pretty empty. With all of this talk of culture, gender, and stereotyping, it leads us into the question with so what and who cares? Well, it is important to look at how the two all-boys Catholic high schools, which were in very close proximity, were not ever questioned about their academic credentials. It also gives a school that has very distinguished academics, athletics, co-curriculars, and service requirements a bad reputation, even though the school was very challenging and held each and every student to a high standard. Jokes and stereotyping also pushed forward the false narrative that girls at Magnificat High School were solely being taught to cook, clean, and to be wives. Also, at a time where young women are especially impressionable about what they see online and what they see about themselves, negative appropriations of who they are and who they are supposed to be do not help to shape and form them. This relates to Warren and Fassett's argument that states, like anything we eat, the language we consume builds and sustains our understandings, attitudes, and actions. Personally, for me, these comments online never really amused me or riled me up or made me feel bad about myself, my gender identity, or my education. I did think it was interesting to stop and look back to see how people viewed the school versus how it actually was, and to see how gender and stereotyping played a huge role within this event.